There is a new Democratic Party policy that serves to protect incumbents that progressives are aggravated by right now. The policy laid out last week requires consultants and strategists to pledge not to work for any candidate challenging a sit-in Democratic member of Congress in order to be added to a list of approved vendors eligible to work for the Democratic Congressional Campaign Committee, DCCC. So basically, what that means is these Democratic strategists that often work on campaigns, no matter if it's a re-election campaign or somebody that's challenging an incumbent, you have to have somebody that knows what they're doing, somebody that knows the landscape and how to propel your message forward, different places to campaign, different areas, if it's about mailers or phone calls. You have a Democratic strategy.
Scheduling.
Yeah, scheduling, all types of things. I mean, it's really a campaign manager without that title, right? Basically, what the DCCC is saying is that any Democratic strategist that actually works on a campaign that is seeking to challenge an incumbent will not be accepted by the DCCC as an approved vendor. You can't work with the Democratic Party after that.
Is it more about protecting incumbent Democrats, or is it more about protecting a certain type of Democrat? You see what I'm saying? Because obviously, like, on the surface, it's, hey, protect the party at all costs, which, fine, protect the party at all costs, but what's the cost here? And what is, like, kind of the subtext as far as the motive? Like what's
squash all opposition?
Exactly, squash. It's not just squash all opposition as far as like the opposition party, but it seems to be a strategy to squash all opposition within the party too.
Yes. It really presumes that all Democrats are alike, which we know not to be true. There are progressive Democrats. There are centrist Democrats. There are conservative Democrats. What this policy is saying is that they don't care. The Democratic Party does not care going forward. If you are challenging an incumbent, you are not with the Democratic Party. So don't even think about trying to work with us. So many Democratic politicians are not happy with this news, and namely Alexandria Ocasio-Cortez, Ayanna Pressley. These are some of the candidates that beat an incumbent in 2018 in the primary. They challenged a Democratic incumbent and they won.
So what are you saying? That a rule like this has the potential to override the will of the people?
Oh yeah. Because it's a bad look because you're protecting all Democrats. I know you want to do good. I know you want to do what's good for the party. I know you want the party to remain in power. I know they have plans in 2020 of taking the Senate as well as preserving the House. I understand that. But there are some Democrats that are no good. They don't really serve the Democratic Party well. And so they're going to be a target, as they should be, of challengers. They should be. We should seek to improve those seats.
Oh, so you're saying that like this type of blanket approach could actually end up hurting them at the end of the day?
Yeah.
So because it might end up hurting candidates that are weak, and not just are weak subjectively, but weak as far as how they perform in polls.
Yes, not just in polls too, but I'm talking about even when these incumbents, when they're in Congress, if they have a conservative, if they have a centrist position, sometimes they vote against the majority of the Democratic Party. And we're going to actually get to that in another story later on. But there are several Democrats that have abandoned the majority of Democrats, and they have gotten something passed at the behest of Republicans, and it held up legislation or it stopped it dead in its tracks. Those type of Democrats, the DCCC, are saying that they have no problem with going forward.
They have no problem with going forward with Democrats that vote away from the party.
Right.
Let's say 40% of the time.
Yep.
Somebody like Beto O'Rourke.
Right.
Someone that a lot of Democrats see as more of a Democrat than Bernie Sanders, even though he's voted with the party.
Yes.
Not
Far more,
but 95% of the time.
Right. Ocasio-Cortez The Hill reported that she asked her supporters to abandon all donations to the DCCC and instead to funnel those donations to Democrats that are endangered. And The Hill reported that within a few hours, several Congress members earned more than $90,000 in donations. So that's the power of somebody like Alexandria Ocasio-Cortez that has the ear of the people, that has a very large following.
Wait a second. I thought our buddy and our pal, Republican strategist, who has been railing against Bernie Sanders, destroying the Democratic Party, I thought he said her 15 minutes are up.
Oh, now, Ricky Wilson?
Yeah, Ricky.
Wilson.
Our boy
Wilson.
Ricky.
Yes.
For somebody whose 15 minutes are up, man,
she's making moves.
Not only making moves, her moves are, affecting behaviors.
Yeah, her moves
are influencing behaviors.
Moves. Yeah, exactly.
She seems to have influence and a large voice, a big voice. I don't see it going anywhere.
Nope. And see, and this is the adverse effect of a policy like this too, because I would think that they could see that it was risky to do this because of something like this. Because people that are upset by a decision like this are going to pull their funding for the DCCC, and that's going to affect how well they can perform in these campaigns that they're going to be running for.
And it's going to affect how much influence also. It's going to affect how much influence they can have over these campaigns. So this kind of strong arm move may end up backfiring. Because again, maybe if, individuals like Presley, Ocasio-Cortez, Omar, what's the other one? There's another one.
Rashida Tlaib?
Yeah, maybe if, there weren't individuals like that who were very vocal, maybe this would kind of like be able to kind of slide under the radar.
Right.
But
No. Usually it's the case where the president of the United States, a member of that president's party, won't run. Okay? That's usually the case. There's not going to be a primary. There's not going to be any challenges to that incumbent president. But when you're talking about governors, senators, representatives, state senators, state representatives, usually there are challenges. And for good reason.
I mean, that kind of, you're boiling it down, man. You're boiling all the water out of the pot. It's all boiled down, man. That's it.
That's it, right?
They don't want challenges.